Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Something a little bit different today. Harry filmed a lot of battle reports the other day and basically said he was completely sick. So someone had to take charge, may as well be me. So today we've got Deacon on the channel for the first time.
Hello.
Deacon is bringing, he's not bringing his Custodes, but Deacon plays Custodes, but he's thankfully borrowing Ray's. So thank you, Ray.
Because I've got an issue with mock paint and stuff.
You have got one of your models on the table painted. So should be good.
Really.
I'm bringing my Death Guard. Oh yes, and what we've got this time, seeing as though we have had a slight leaky release, we are going to be running the new Assassins, which is going to be horrendous for me. Just because. Thank you for that.
Well, it's the first time I'm using Assassins as well, so...
Yeah, you might have to bear with us in this report. It's the first time I'm going to be filming a report. It's the first time Deacon's going to be included in a report.
Yeah.
So, it could be horrendous. But, we're going to give it a try. We're at Battle Bunker here. We're not at the Battle Bunker. This is not the Battle Bunker.
Harry's bunker.
Yeah, this is Harry's bunker. We're at the Dark Artisan HQ today. We were supposed to the Battle Bunker.
Yeah.
Go to the Battle Bunker, it's tremendous. Obviously, as we are sponsored by the Battle Bunker. So what we'll do now is going to show you the armies.
Also, you look like a child without a beard.
So today I'm running my Death Guard again. I have a battalion and a vanguard attachment today. So for my HQs I have a Chaos Lord with Chainsword and Bolt Pistol for points reductions, and I have 2 Demon Princes. This one here will be my Warlord. He has the Revolting Resilient and Suppurating Plate, which is always a nice thing to have. Then I have a squad of some Poxwalkers. I think there's about 16 of them just because of points. I have 2 squads of Plague Marines. The plasma guns are proxies just because I didn't have enough painted. They're actually my champions. And there is 1 Blight Launcher in this squad as well. I have a squad of 5 Blight Lord Terminators, 1 with a Blight Launcher, 1 with a Flail of Corruption. There is another 5 to be painted as well, so we'll have the nice 10 brick very soon. I then also have 1 more proxy. I apologise, I have been too lazy and haven't painted my second Plague Burst Crawler yet. So I have 2 Plague Burst Crawlers, both with Heavy Sluggers and Entropy Cannons. And then I have 2 Fetid Blood Drones with Plague Spewers. And then over in this here, look at this fancy little boy. He is my last proxy. He is actually a Deradio Dreadnought. He has twin Butcher Cannons, the Heavy Havoc Launcher, and twin Heavy Bolt Gun. And then I have 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, both with Butcher Cannons and Havoc Launchers. And that is my 2,000 points of Nurgle. There, go.
Right, so this is with the 2,000 points of Custodes. All these are Ray's. He's up from the Dark Artisan. This one is mine, which I painted for Ian's tournament at his.
Horrible, taking a toughness 8 to a 1,000 point tournament. That's all I will say.
So for the HQs, we've got Trajan, and we've got a shield captain on a jet bike. He is the Warlord. He has the 3 vulnerable save and the -1 to hit. So the Warlord trait is the invul save. -1 to hit is the relic. So for the troops, we've just got 3 units of 3 Guardians with spears. So just standard for them. Fast attacks, we've got a unit of 5 jet bikes. Then for elites, we've just got the Achillesia, which is first time using it, so we're going to see how that goes.
I don't know who painted these, man, but these are horrible. Don't know who painted these. Sorry, Ray.
So then we've got 1 heavy support, and that is like the Telemon, like we said before. And for this one, we're using the Assassins with the new rules.
This is gonna be horrible.
So we've got 1 of each. This one is the it's the
Eversaw.
We've got a Calexis, the Vindicate, and the Calidus. And that's 2,000 points.
So we're going to come back next time. You'll see us. We'll be the deployment zone, map, and mission. And while we're busy doing this, look at these 2 over here. Like a holiday, that's what that is. So we roll for deployment, and we got... Which one did we get?
Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard Strike, where it's the the diagonal across the board. So we are now set up. I did the roll off and I won, so I set up first. So I will be going first if I want to. Not sure yet. And we are playing the mission of Strategic Gamble. So, next we will do the roll off to see if Deacon can see. I have decided to go first just because I never get to go first. So Deacon has decided to seize. So if you like to roll your dice, Deacon.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's Custodes, so it's really hard to read. So we will. So for my turn 1, I drew 3 cards. I drew Priority Orders Received, Secure Objective 4 that my Warlord must take, Domination, not going to happen, and Defend Objective 4. So after my movement phase, if you come over to here, there is Objective 4, and we have camped out somewhat. So I've moved everything forward here to secure Objective 4, and hopefully defend. I've just popped up my drones up here just to move forward a little bit, keep them into a bit of cover. My Marines have popped forward, but my little castle has remained still, so I will come back to you with the shooting thing. So I chose not to discard Domination just purely because I think I've got a better chance of securing and defending Objective 4. So we're going to move on to shooting now. So my Plague Marines are just going to pop off some shots just to see if we can do a few wounds over here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are shooting. What are these, Deacon?
They're the Custodian Guard.
Custodian Guard. So I've got 5 shots from the boulders, and they are on 3s, and then they'll be 5s because they're toughness 5.
Yeah.
So, wow. 1 save, no AP.
Right, so I need a 2 up. Oh.
Wow, wow.
It begins.
Would you like to spend a command point to re-roll that?
What were you shooting it with?
Just bolt guns.
I think I'll just leave it for now.
And then I have a Blight Launcher, so that's 2 shots on 3s. Wow. And this is strength 6, so we're on 3s. Re-rolling 1s because it's a plague weapon. And that is a miss. Brilliant. So the next we'll move on. The other Plague Marines will do the same thing. They are actually in range of your bikes, but they are in range of this guy up here. So I need to decide whether I want to try and hit him.
What do you think's more of a threat, though? Or the weight of fire from the bikes, or the slight potential?
I think the problem is you've
with
got
the new stratagem as well. But
yeah,
that is -1, 2 to hit though.
It is. So I'll be hitting you on 5s. So I'm going to put my bolters into you. I'll probably regret it, but there we go. So on 5s, so I get 2 hits, and then 4s to wound. Nothing. Blight Launcher on 5s, no hits. Perfect start. Psychic phase. The only thing I have in range is to put Blades of Putrefaction on my Warlord, so I may as well do it just in case he gets a ridiculous charge off on turn 1. So that goes off on a 6. Would you like to deny? Have you got anything to deny?
No.
Right, so there you go. I have blades on my... So next I'm going to fire my first Contemptor into his bikes because they are just in range, luckily. So I have 2... what on earth are they? I forgot what they're called now. Butcher Cannons firing, so they're hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because of the Chaos Lord. They all hit. Now these are strength 8 and you are toughness... I think it's toughness 6. So they're wounding on 3s. So that is not very good. So you have 3 saves at -1.
So the 3 ups. And save them all.
Of course you do. So next I'll fire the Havoc Launcher, which is D3 shots. D6 shots, sorry. For 1 shot. Hitting on a 2. And these will be wounding on a 5. That's a save, and that is no AP, so a standard save.
Saves.
Excellent. So I will now repeat with the second. So again, 8 shots, hitting on 2s. Re-rolling the 1. And then 3s to wound again. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 saves at -6 saves at -1.
Oops. Gonna let that one go through. So how much damage is that one?
Is 2 damage.
Right.
And then while I do that, I'll fire the Havoc Launcher as well, so it's D6 shots for 2 shots this time. Amazing. Rerolling the 1 for the Chaos Lord. That is cocked. So that's 2 hits, and these are 5s to wound. 1 wound, no AP. Just 1 standard save. And we are good. So next we'll move on to the Dradio Dreadnought. So it'll do the same thing again, Butcher Cannons. Hitting on 2s. I don't need to put on my targeting array because you have no minuses to hit anyway. So 2s. Re-rolling the 1. All hit. Again, strength 8, so these are 3s. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again at -1.
There you go. I'll just let them go through. So that's 2 fail.
So that's 1 dead bike. Luckily everything counts. So then I'm going to shoot the Greater Havoc Launcher next, and that is, I believe, 2d3 shots. So that's 2d3 shots from the Greater Havoc Launcher. So that is 4 shots. So again, hitting on 2s. All hit. And these are strength 6, so these are wounding on 4s. And that is 3 wounds at -1.
There you go. 1 goes through.
Right. And that is just 1 wound. And then finally I have Twin Heavy Bolter. I can't count, so that's 6 shots, hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1. Yep, and these need a 5s and 6s to wound because the strength 5, toughness 6. And that is just 1 at -1.
3 up. Saves.
Excellent. So next we have the Plague Burst Crawlers. We'll fire this one first. So the mortar is going into the bikes. The entropy cannons are going into the Contemptor, and we'll also try the Heavy Slugger into the bikes as well. So I'll do the Heavy Slugger first. So Heavy Slugger into the bikes first. That's 4 shots, hitting on 4s. Nice. These are strength. These are only strength 5, so they're wounding on 5s and 6s. And that is 2 wounds, and that is -1.
So 3 upon them. 1 goes through.
That is 1 damage again. So is that another bike down to 2 wounds? Nice. And then we'll do the mortar into them as well, so that's d6 shots for 6 shots. So hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s again. Re-roll the 2 1s. So that is only 2 hits, but these are strength 8, so they're wounding on 3s. Re-rolling the 1s because it's a plague weapon. Oh, brilliant. Then we'll do the entropy cannons into the Contemptor over there. 2 shots hitting on 4s. That's 1 hit. These are strength 8. Yeah, strength 8, toughness 7, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So 3s. That's 1 hit, and that is entropy cannons are -4.
-4.
So you'll have a 5 up save, I'm assuming, for the
Yes.
Contemptor.
5 up, yeah. Saves.
Makes sense. So we're basically going to do an exact rinse and repeat. I'm being a little bit gamey here. This can only just see the edge of his fist, but I'm taking it. Deacon will get a cover save for it though, because we're nice like that. So the Heavy Slugger into the Custode bikes on 4s, 1 hit, 5s and 6s, no wounds. The mortar, d6 shots for 1 shot. I'm going to spend a command point on that to re-roll that for 5 shots. So hitting on 4s, re-rolling the 1. I can see how this game's going to go, Deacon. So, and then that is 3s to wound, no wounds, amazing. And then we have the entropy cannon hitting into the Contemptor on 4s, 1 hit, 1 wound. So that is -4, but 3 because of, so still a 5 up save.
Saves.
And unfortunately, that is everything that I have to shoot. I have no charges because everything's out of range, and I don't really want to charge them yet. So at the end of my turn, I do secure objective 4 for priorities received. So I will... that gets me 4 command points for priorities received, I've started to defend objective 4 and I'm going to discard domination because it's domination. So Deacons cards for turn 1 got mission critical objective and rolled objective 2, which is in my deployment zone. Not the best one to draw. So priority orders received, his warlord has to assassinate a character. Again, not that easy turn 1. Doable, but whether he wants to hold on to it or not is a different question. And secure objective 3, which is perfectly placed just outside his deployment zone. So I believe Deacon, are you going to discard these 2 cards?
Probably for the best.
So
yeah.
Deacon is going to discard these 2 cards and draw a second one, a different one. And this one will be worth double the points. So what have we got?
Defend objective. So
perfect. So after Deacon's movement phase, the Telemon stayed still, but somebody hid round the corner like a coward, just to stay out of the way line of sight, which is fair enough. His bikes and warlord moved forward, their full 6 inches, towards my defend. His, what are these again?
They're the guard.
The guard moved forward to secure objective 3. His dreadnought just moved forward to get closer to it. These guard came back around the corner, just I think to try and hassle my back lines next turn. And his other guard just dropped on to hold objective 6 just in case. We had Hurricane Bolters rapid fire and we had 4 bikes firing into these Marines here. We did 48 shots, all 48 hit, which is obscenely disgusting, but we managed to get 10 wounds. So I have 10 dice here, so we're looking for 3s. That was pretty good actually. And then as 3 wounds went through, so disgustingly resilient, I lose 3 Marines. So next we have the Warlord firing into my Marines here. You just need to check the range, Deacon, because I've removed some dice to see if he's still within rapid fire range. I tried to be sneaky.
He's
Outside.
Yeah.
So he only gets 6 shots.
But he won't be in.
He's out. He's out at the moment, so I will have to move him back in. But at the moment, you only get 6 shots.
Right.
But you are auto hitting on 1s pretty much. So just roll them here for me.
So re-rolling 1s, don't need to, so all
right.
hit.
So and then 5s to wound.
There's 2 wounds.
2 wounds. So I'll roll these dice here. So wow, brilliant. Disgustingly resilient. Oh, 1 is left. 2 are left, sorry. There we go. Next, the Custodian Guard back into the squad of Plague Marines.
So 2s. Re-rolling 1s because of Shield Captain. Never mind.
Hey, we got a fail. So 5s again. I assume they're strength 4.
Yeah.
So that is 1.
But these are -1.
So 4 up. Saved it. So next we have the Telemon firing. What you're firing at?
So I'll do one gun at the Plague Marines.
Yep.
And the other into these
Right. Split firing. Love it.
So 4 shots, hit on 2s. All go through.
What's this one? Is this at the Marines or
These
the
are
drone?
on Marines.
Right. So what's their strength?
These are strength 7.
Right. So wounded on 3s.
He does get re-roll wounds of hits and wounds of the Trajan there.
Right. Re-rolling obviously makes sense. So that's 3 wounds. Is that?
Yeah.
AP minus.
These are -3.
So 6 up saves. Pretty much what I expected. Disgustingly resilient. All fail, so that is first strike. Moving on to the next shots.
So
These are this plague drone here.
So these will be hitting on 2s, but there'll be 3 for the cover.
That's a saving throw, it's not -1.
All of them hit.
Of course. So these are, is this strength 7, is it?
Yes.
So these are 4s. So 2
we don't
misses.
get,
So they're -3, but I get it. They are 5 up demon save. And how many wounds are these each?
2 apiece.
2 damage each, so disgustingly resilient. No. No, so it takes 4 wounds. Have the Dreadnought firing his las cannon?
It's the Iliastus Dread Spear.
Las cannon. Into this Plague Burst Crawler here.
So it is...
Is it D3 shots?
Yeah, so it's D3 shots.
Yeah.
3 shots.
Oh, it's cheating. Your hand was in there, I didn't see that.
But
it's fine, yeah.
But it doesn't have any -1. Ignore any rolls for heavies and stuff. So it's hitting on 3s.
Nice.
I am gonna command point that one.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm assuming they are strength.
So these are strength 8.
So you're looking for 4s to wound. Mind your hand.
Oh, sorry.
Mind your hand. So was that 2 wounds? Is it?
Yeah, 2 went through.
So 2 5-up demon saves. Brilliant. How many wounds are these?
These are D3 each.
Oh no! Roll your damage then.
Size
3.
3.
So I get disgustingly resilient for these. And I'm rolling hot on these. I'm just going to put a 3 next to that for now, and then I'll change it later. And then next
is the Lastrum Stonebolter.
And you're firing at
these.
Right, yeah. So again.
So check. So they are in rapid fire. So it's 4 shots.
Yep. So 2s now.
Hit on 2s. All go through.
Yep.
Strength 4, toughness. No, strength 5, toughness 5, so 4s.
Yep.
2 go through.
AP -1 was that?
Yes.
But +1 for cover, so 3s. And we're fine. Finally, Vinny the Vindicar Assassin is about to do something horrendous to my warlord. Deacon, what are we doing?
So we're shooting these Exodus rifle.
Yep.
So it's heavy 1.
Yep, but you're using a new stratagem, aren't you?
Yes, it's called Turbo Penetrator Round. So
Right.
this is 1 command point.
Yep.
So in the shooting phase, after attack is made with the rifle by the assassin, and it scores a hit on a vehicle or a monster, which your warlord is.
But he's so pretty. Yep.
You don't make wound rolls, and instead you fix D3 mortal wounds.
So it's kind of like the Hellfire rounds for heavy bolters, isn't it? Right. Only good thing is you're hitting on a 2. We need a 2 to hit first. Right, so that's hit, so it is just D3 mortal wounds.
Just go on.
For 1, and I get my disgustingly resilient save. Oh, so he takes a wound. So what's next? Are you doing anything else with him?
So this would be the stratagem for the 1 command point, so I'll be able to shoot at it normally now into
A different target.
other demon prints.
Right, excellent.
So this is heavy 1. He gets it hitting on 2, so he gets that.
Yep.
So it's strength 5, like toughness.
Yeah, yeah. Toughness 6.
6.
So it's for 5s and 6s to wound.
4.
So unfortunately that does not
And I
work.
have already used a command point every roll,
You have.
so that won't work this time.
But it could be quite nasty, that.
Yeah.
So at the end of Deacon's turn 1, unfortunately, with killing all of my marines, he's put himself out of charge range. So unfortunately, they just have to stay there for now. But he does get secure objective 3 and first strike. So that's 2 command points to Deacon. So that is 4 to 2 at the end of turn. And that's victory points, not command points. Of course it is. And so I believe Deacon is going to discard defend objective 2 because it's in my deployment zone and a bit hard. And at the end of your turn, I do score defend objective 4. At the start of turn 2, I've drawn Big Game Hunter, No Prisoners, and Death Begets Life. Now, Death Begets Life is for every 7 models I kill, I get 1 victory point. And seeing as though the army I'm playing, that is not going to happen. But I'm not going to ditch 2 of them because I think I can get these 2 if I basically fire everything at this contempt to here. So, we'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. The Psychic phase, my Warlord is going to cast Blades of Putrefaction on himself. Now that needs a 6 to go off. And that goes off on a 9. Now I do believe Deacon has a stratagem to deny that if he so wishes.
I don't think I'm going to get it on a 9 though.
Right.
So I think I should probably just let that slip.
Right, so he now has blades. Now my next demon prince is going to cast Gift of Contagion onto these bikes here.
Right.
Now what Gift of Contagion does is if it goes off, you roll a d3 and basically you suffer these here. So if I roll a 1, you get -1 attack. If I roll a 2, you get -1 strength. Roll a 3, you get -1 toughness. But I need to check what it goes off on, but I'll roll it first. So that definitely goes off on a 9. Would you like to deny that?
So even though it's the same roll, I think I kind of need to get that one because it is a bit more detrimental.
It's interesting.
Yeah. We'll give it a go.
Right.
So for the command point, I'll use the Custodes, deny the
Right.
witch.
So what does that do? Do you have to just deny it as in normal?
Yeah.
So you need a 10 to deny.
That denies which is normal.
So, see if we can roll a 10 to deny.
So that denies, doesn't it?
Yes, that does deny. Right, okay, so that didn't work. So, okay,
so
brilliant.
Custodes are
horrible.
Doing well for anti-Tigers.
Yes, they are. So I will come back to you with the shooting. So first thing to shoot, these two plague drones are going to fire into these bikes here. So plague drones are 2d6 shots, so we get 7 shots. Now these are strength 6, I believe, but I will double check that because it does matter. Yes, they are strength 6, so these are going to be wounding you on 4s. But we are re-rolling 1s because it's a plague weapon. So that is 1, 2, there's only 3 wounds at -1.
So these will be 3 ups. And saves
I'll save, and I'll repeat with the other one, so it's 2d6 hits. So that is 8 shots. Again, looking for 4s to wound, re-rolling 1s for plague weapons. I'll re-roll that 1, that is a bit better. So that is 5 wounds at -1.
Another 3 up.
This is pretty much how Deacon rolls for saves every time I play him against Custodes.
I don't really do well on shooting, but saves is already quite good on Custodes, but I roll very high on saves.
So, next. So, what we'll do is we'll come across here and I will shoot these Marines. They are going to go into the Contemptor. Since I have Big Game Hunter, we'll see if we can strip off a couple of wounds. So I'll do the Blight Launcher first, so it's 2 shots hitting on 3s, both hit. And these are strength 6, toughness 7, so these are for 5s and 6s. We have 2 wounds at -2.
So this will be at 4, maybe it's 4
Yep.
Both of them save.
As I said before, horrendous. And then we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shots from the borders because they are within rapid fire range. 6, 8, 10. So again, 3s. They're not within range of anybody to re-roll. And then they're looking for 5s and 6s to wound. We get 3 wounds, no AP.
So 3 2-ups. 1 save again.
Next we'll start off with my little castle. So this Contemptor is firing that Contemptor, so it's 8 shots from the Butcher Cannons hitting on 2s. Re-rolling the 3 1s because of the Chaos Lord. So that's all but 1 hit. So these are wounding on 3s because of strength 8, toughness 7. So that is 5 saves at -1.
So 3 ups. So 1 was through.
That's 2 wounds. 2 wounds, so you got your 6 up feel and no pain for being broken.
Save 1, 1 goes through.
1 wound. Woo! So next you'll have his Havoc Launcher fire. So it is D6 shots for 4 shots. And then these are hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, re-rolling the 1. And these will be wounding on 5s and 6s because they're only strength 5. So that is 1 with 0 AP.
So 2 up.
Yep.
And that is...
That's a wound. That's another wound. Getting there, slowly, slowly.
So, but I do need to roll a 6 to see if I can resave it up.
Ah, yes.
No.
Good. And then we'll rinse and repeat with the other Contemptor. It's exactly the same thing again. So 2s from the Butcher Cannons, and then 3s. That one's cocked. That one wasn't. That was it. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I rolled too many dice there. 6 hits, 6 wounds, -1.
So 3 ups. 2 fail.
So that's 4 damage.
So I need to roll 4 6 ups here, which hoping to get 1.
You'll get 4.
I get 2.
So that's 2 more wounds down. So what does that put him onto now?
So that would be
6 wounds.
6.
This is not going very well. So next we'll go on to the Radio Dreadnought. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So again, Butcher Cannons, 2s, re-rolling 1s. See, not only Custodes can do that. That's all hit that time. So again, there's our 3s to wound. So that is 6 more, -1.
Threes again. Just one goes through.
And that is 2 damage.
So, 6s. Another 1. I'm sorry, Ian.
Then we'll shoot with the Great Havoc Launch, that's 2d3 shots. That is 6 shots. 6 shots, so again, 2s. Rerolling the 1. No, I believe these are strength 6, so these are 5s and 6s. So that is only 2, but I'll just double check the AP. This is -1, 1 damage each, so 2 saves to make.
1 goes through.
There's 6 up to ignore. Makes sense, of course it does. So then the twin heavy boulder, 6 shots, 2s, re-roll the 1s, and then again 5s and 6s, and that is 1 at -1.
3 up.
And
the 1s
then
are starting to come out.
And then it's okay, you'll roll the 6. Then a 6 up for enough pain.
So that's too far away. 6.
So that puts you down to 4 wounds. We are slowly getting there. So next we'll move on to the first Plague Burst Crawler, and I'm just going to fire everything into the Contemptor. So we'll just do the Slugger first, 4 shots on 4s, re-rolling 1s, that was not good, and 5s and 6s, that's no wounds from that. Next we'll do the Mortar, so it's D6 on the Mortar for 3 shots, 4s, re-rolling the 1, that's 2 hits, strength 8, toughness 6, so 3s to wound. That is 1 wound at -2. 1 went through. I'll double check the damage. I think it's D3. It's D3 wounds for 3 wounds.
Saves 1.
So he's now down to 2 wounds. Slowly getting there. This is my entire army to take out 1 Contemptor.
A very golden Contemptor.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty Contemptor.
Yeah.
So next we have 2 entropy cannons going into it. So these are 4s, both hit. These are strength 8 as well. So 1 goes through, and it is -4, so it's your invul save.
So 4 up. Sorry, no, 5.
And this is D6 damage. For 6 damage.
Oh.
Save that, my friend.
Yes!
But it's took.
And a monster has entered the room! The God Engine himself. So looking for 6 6s. That's cocked, you can read it, but doesn't matter. Hey, finally! It's took almost my whole army to take out 1 Contemptor Dreadnought.
But it's a Custodes Contemptor.
But it is so it counts as cheating. Basically.
Because it's 4-12.
So that gets me Big Game Hunter and no prisoners. So after all of that shooting, I managed to have 1 thing left to fire. I have this Plague Burst Crawler here, and he's going to fire everything up into the bikes to try and just weaken them down a little bit. So because it's rubbish, we'll fire the Heavy Slugger first. So it's 4s. So that is 3 hits, but these will be wounding on 5s and 6s again. And you have 1 save, no AP.
So 2 up. Saves.
Makes sense. The next thing, we will fire the Plague Burst Mortar, so that's D6 shots for 3 shots. And these again hitting on 4s. Wow. Wounding on 3s. Re-rolling the 1 because of Plague Weapon. That is 2 hits at -2. So it'll be 4 up saves, I'm assuming.
Yes, it'll be the in one.
Yeah. And you fail 2 of them, so that's 2d3 damage for 5 damage.
Right, so one of the bikes was on
So
2
that one
wounds.
will kill the one on the bike on 2 wounds, and there's 3 more wounds to come off under the bike. Wow. And then I'll fire the entropy cannons next. So 4s again. Not re-rolling that one. But I haven't spent a command point yet, so I'm going to re-roll that with my command point. Yes, those hits, perfect. And then these are 3s again. So 1 hit, and this is -4, so you invul again. And this is D6 damage. For 2 damage. I think that might, does that kill the other bike?
There was only 1 on. Oh, so sorry. What was the?
1 was dead. One was on. 1 lost 3 wounds.
So that would be 1 on 1.
So that just kills another bike.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. that is more like it. So moving on to the charge phase. First, this drone here is going to charge into the 2 remaining bikes. So I'll roll my dice to see where I get to first. So I get a 7-inch charge. So would you like to fire Overwatch?
Yes.
Would you like to roll it here just so we can see it? We'll put this on camera because it's easy, so 6s. I'm assuming you're re-rolling 1s, are you, within range?
I can double check because it has to be 6 inches, so it might not actually be in range now. No.
So it was a little bit of a mistake by taking that bike, but not to worry.
Yeah.
So that is 2 hits? 3 hits?
4 hits.
4 hits, nice. Well, I'm not surprised. So these are strength 4, toughness 7, so 5s to wound.
None.
Nothing there. Right, so the first drone is in. So I re-rolled all the rest of the charges off camera, and this is the situation we're in here now. I'm hoping that is enough to kill these. I probably should have charged his Warlord, but I'll probably live to regret that later on. I'm saving that for when I get Warlord anyway, so it's fine. So I think that is the rest of my charges, so we'll come back to you with the fight. So first up, I'm going to hit with my Warlord Demon Prince because I have a sneaking feeling Deacon will probably interrupt me, and in fact I know he will because he's told me. So both my demons have 2 Malefic Talons, I forgot to say that at the start, so they're going to get 7 attacks each. So they're hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. So hitting on 2s, that's everything hit. Now he has Blades of Putrefaction on him, so he gets +1 to his wound rolls. So he's wounding on 3s anyway, but with Blades he's actually wounding on 2s, and 6s will do mortal wounds. So that is 2 mortal wounds, in addition to 7 saves at -2. So you've got 7 4-ups to make.
4-ups. Nope. So only 3 went through.
4 went through, and they had 4 damage. They're 2 damage each.
Right.
And you've also got 2 mortal wounds, so you've taken 2, 4, 6, 8. You've taken 10 wounds there.
Yeah, and there's only 8 wounds left in that.
So that squad destroyed.
That squad.
So at the end of my combat phase, things look like this. Because this guy didn't fight, he gets to consolidate, and he gets to pile in and consolidate towards the closest enemy unit. Now they were both 12 inches away, so I've chosen to consolidate towards the assassin. Probably regret it later, but we'll give it a try. Also, this blood drone has consolidated into his Warlord. I have my reasons behind it. I'll probably regret it. And these 2 guys just consolidate up a little bit further. So Deacon, you get to fight me back. So you are 5 attacks hitting on 2s, I believe.
Yes.
Re-rolling?
Re-rolling to yourself.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised. And they are strength.
These are strength 6.
And 2 seconds, I'll double check my strength, my toughness. I believe I'm toughness 7, so these are wounding on 5s. Right. Yeah.
That was nice.
Not quite what I expected. So at the end of my turn, I score Big Game Hunter, I score no prisoners, and unfortunately I only killed 5 units, 4 bikes and 1 dreadnought, which to be fair is quite a good round when you consider it. So I will be discarding Death Begets Life. So that at the end of my turn 2 puts me on 8 victory points to Deacon's 2. We'll come back to you at the start of Deacon's turn for his cards. Deacon's cards for turn 2 are keep them at spear's length. I believe that is if and know any models within 3 inches of any of your models, you get a victory point. And the Emperor's Vengeance, which is if you control an objective marker that was controlled by your opponent. Unfortunately, I wasn't on any objective marker, so that cannot be done. And defend objective 4, which is over here, so it's a bit awkward. So I believe Deacon is again going to gamble and remove those 2 cards to draw 1 more. See if we get something a bit better this time. So what have we got?
Blood and Guts.
Does that kill something in the fight phase?
Yeah.
It does go against this one, but it's worth double the victory points.
As long as something can die.
Yes. Well, you are quite good in combat. So we'll come back to you after Deacon has made his move. So after the movement phase for Deacon, he's kept his Warlord in combat with my drone, but he's also moved his guard within charge range of the drone as well because of Blood and Guts. His Telemon and, is that Valoris behind there?
Yeah. Has
stayed stationary because there's most of the -1 to move. These guard have just advanced further up. This guard round here have come round the back to try and harass my back lines, And oh look, we have had assassins drop in. This Eversaw has dropped in 9 inches, I'm assuming, away from these. The Calexis assassin has dropped in to try and make my psychic attack worse. And look what happened here. The Calidus assassin dropped in 9 inches away, and with the new rules can then move d6 plus 3 inches, and of course he rolled a 6. So she is now within 1 inch of my Demon Prince Warlord. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. That's the psychic phase. We will come back to you with the shooting. So first to shoot is the Telemon, and I believe he is going to shoot this squad here, because he can't shoot this one because he's in combat. These are not the closest, and I don't think he wants to shoot this drone, so we're going into this squad here. So what we're doing first then, or have you changed your mind?
I'll split.
Right, so we're going to do 1 shot into these guys and 1 shot into the drone. So we're going into these Marines first.
Yeah.
So I've had 6.
So these are so it's 4 shots each.
Right.
So 4 shots, hitting on
2s, rerolling 1s.
No rerolls. Ooh, sorry about that.
So they are strength.
These are strength 7.
So you're wounding on 3s.
3 go through.
And AP.
This is -3, I believe.
So minus.
I can double check. Yes, it's
-3, so +1 because of cover, so we're looking for 5 ups. So, and then, how many wounds are they? What damage is this?
These are 2 each.
So, first one is dead, second one is dead, third one is dead. So that's 3 taken out. I'll take these ones to make your charge from this guy a little bit worse. And then the next one is going to the bloat drone over there.
So 2s, re-rolling the 1. That's the ball.
Yep, and these it will be 4s because I'm toughness 7.
Gets to re-roll the 1. Gets them through. So that's
-3, is that, did you say?
yes.
So I have a 5 up demon save. So I saved them, and these are 2 damage each again. So that is 2 wounds. That is 3 wounds. That is 4 wounds. That puts him down to 6 wounds. And then your missile rack on the top.
It's 24 inches, but I don't think I'm in.
We'll just check the range on that. We're back in. So the missile rack on the top element was actually out of range of anything else. So next we're going to the Guardians, and they are going to also be shooting this squad here. But bear in mind, if you wipe out the squad, your Eversaw is going to be in no man's land. So right.
So 2s.
Yep. Toughness 5.
Strength 4.
So 5s.
5s. Nope.
Excellent. What's next? These guys over there are advanced, so they can't shoot. These so
these 3
we've
will
got
be
more
the
spears over here. I believe they're going to the Poxwalkers. So if you roll your dice over here, they're within rapid fire range now,
Yes.
are they? Okay. Yep.
So 2s. Don't
No,
get to re-roll the
no
1s.
Wow, a Custodes missed. He will be flogged later. So these are only toughness 3.
Strength 4.
So you're wounded on 3s.
3s.
Ooh. So we get no save, but we do get disgustingly resilience. So we get 2 5-ups, and insult injury. We only lose 1. And obviously, because this is how it works, I will remove this one.
They are 2 damage each.
Doesn't matter. They're only 1 wound, so they don't spill. That's not a problem. Right. So what's next? Your warlord can no longer shoot either. So next, assassin.
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
So we're going to do the same stratagems that I did in the first
So
round of shooting.
you're doing both the same again, are you?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm assuming that you're targeting my warlord first.
Yeah.
So this is the D3 mortal wounds if you hit. So
Yeah,
it's a
so
2. It's a 2 to hit.
2 hits.
Oh.
I would be on 3.
So you spent 1 command point so far, dropping down to 3. Are you re-rolling that?
I think I'm going to have to.
Right. So re-roll that one as well. So that's drop you that. This is. So that now hits. Right. Brilliant. So that's cost you another command point. Put you down to 2 command points. Is that?
There it is.
So now it's D3 mortal wounds.
Come on, give us a 5 or 6. That's 1.
and I will get a disgusting resilience save against that, and I take another wound. Now, you need to think of whether it's worth spending that command point, because you only have a few left. But I'll let you have a think about that and be back. So yes, Deacon is going to spend the other command point to allow his Vindicar Assassin to fire again, and it is going into my second Demon Prince, the Beta Prince. So I believe this is hitting on a 2.
Yeah.
And it doesn't wound on a 2 because that's infantry only. So that hits, so it's strength.
It is strength 5.
So you're looking for 5s and 6s because I'm toughness 6.
No.
Never mind. So have you got anything else left to shoot?
So I've got the 2 assassins here.
So you've got the Custodes Assassin, and you've got the Eversaw Assassin, and this guy also has grenades, I believe, but I think it's quite short range.
Yeah, I think it's a 6-inch.
So next up, the Calexis Assassin is going to fire into my Warlord. So what's that then? What weapon does he have?
So this is the Anus Speculum.
Right.
So it's assault D3.
Right.
So it's D3 shots. 1 shot.
Makes sense.
Yep. And it is
Probably weapon skill 2, I'm assuming.
Sorry, come and redo that.
So we've just checked the actual codex as it is, and because it's a Psyker, it actually gets D6, so we'll re-roll that.
5 shots. So it's 1.
We could have kept the dice, but we've re-rolled it anyway.
It's more wanting to show off what they can do now.
So what's the ballistic skill?
3, 4, 5. So it is 2s.
Makes sense. No re-rolls. And strength?
It is strength 5.
So you're looking for 5s and 6s.
1.
So is there a special rule about targeting Psykers?
No.
Right, so
It's AP -4, so it'll be
Demon save, so it's a 4 up because of the suppurating plate. And we save it. So, moving on to the Eversaw. He's out of range, isn't he?
yes.
He has no everything in range, so the Custodes Assassin is next. Custodes is going to shoot into my Demon Prince.
So the new Shredder, it's an assault 1 weapon, but it works a bit differently from weapons. So you've still got a hit, so it's hitting on 2s. So it gets that. So now with its ability, you roll 3d6, and it does D3 mortal wounds if you roll higher than the leadership.
Right, and my leadership for Demon Prince is 10, so you need more than 10. Is it equal to or more than?
It is higher.
So you've got to roll an 11 on 3 dice. That is
It's not an 11.
unfortunate. So if that was an 11, you would suffer D3 mortal wounds.
Yes.
Nice. It's a shame it didn't work. So have you got anything else to fire on the board? I don't believe.
Don't think so.
So we are moving on to charge phase. What are we charging with?
So
You need to check this guy. I think this guy might be outside of 12 inches. So I'm not sure he can even charge now. So I might want to check his distance, see if he can actually make a charge.
I don't think he is, to be honest.
Oh yes, yes he
is,
can.
So I would need an 11.
Right, that's fine. So right, we'll come back to you when we in a second. So that's the charge phase complete. Eversaw rolls 3d6 on the charge and made the charge on, I believe, about a 14. I think he rolled
2 6s and a 5.
Yeah, so ridiculous charge. And because he made his charge, he gets an additional 2 attacks.
Yes.
So also the Custodes Assassin has made it into combat because she couldn't fail because she was only 1 inch away. The guard have charged into the bloat drone as well because they couldn't fail either. And lastly, the Guardians have engaged my Poxwalkers. Let the blight begin. So, first fight, the Eversaw has activated and will fight into my Marine squad. So, I believe he gets something ridiculous like 8 attacks.
Yep, you get 8 attacks.
Right. So,
these are hitting on 2s.
Of course.
Twos. So 1 fails.
Yep. Do you have any special hit rolls, wound rolls?
So I can reroll wound rolls, not hit rolls.
Right.
So
And
these
strength.
So these will be strength +1, so it is 5s.
So you're looking at 4s to wound.
But now they get to reroll these.
Yep. So
Just 1.
So that's 6. And then what's the AP on these?
These are AP minus 1.
So down for 4 ups. And we save 2 of them. How many damage are these?
Oh, was that there as well?
Oh yes, save 3 of them. How many damage?
These are 1 damage apiece.
So, and then disgustingly resilient. That is 1 remaining.
Right, and then I'll use my last 2 command points.
Yep, to fight again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh no, sorry, but yeah. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Right.
So
this is going to destroy my marine.
They don't go through.
Yep, and then 4s. Re-rolling. So that is 3, is that?
Yes.
Come on. And then disgustingly resilient. Ready for 2 5-ups?
Nope.
Nope, that is the squad. So we missed a rule there. So because the Eversaw killed 2 Marines, he actually gains an extra 2 attacks at the end. So we're going to roll those dice now to see if he would have killed the Marine before he spent the command points. It's a bit out of sequence, but we'll make it right. So he gets 2 more attacks.
So they would have went through?
Yep, so 4s to wound again. And then with 2 saves at -1. And a 5-up disgustingly resilient. So I save it, so all's fair.
Yep.
So I'm now spending 2 command points to interrupt combat, and my Demon Prince is going to attack the Custodes Assassin. Blades of Putrefaction is still in effect this time, so we have 7 attacks hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. So that's 6 hits. So I am strength 7, and you're toughness 4, I'm assuming.
I should imagine so.
I'll roll while you check.
Yeah, toughness
Re-roll that one. So they all hit, and you suffer 4 mortal wounds, and you've got 6 saves.
2, 3, 6.
I will double check. So I made a slight mistake earlier. It's only 7s doing mortal wounds for plague weapons, and weirdly the Demon Prince doesn't have plague weapons. So that is just 6 wounds at -2. So they are your 4 invul saves.
So that's only 2 saved.
So you take 8 wounds.
That's it dead.
That's
so
it
it has
dead.
5.
Oh dear. So that is the Custodes Assassin. So next we're going to activate the Guardians, who are going into my bloat drone. So they get 3 attacks each.
Yeah.
So
it's, 9
9 attacks hitting on 2s, re-roll them 1s, filth. Yep, all hit. So they are strength.
These are strength.
They're less than 7, aren't they?
Strength 6.
So 5s to wound.
I'm going to reroll the 1s. So that is 5. That's went through.
So that'll be 5 demon saves. I make 2 of them, and how many wounds are they each?
D3.
So we roll me 3 D3 dice. You've got 6 wounds to get through. Nice.
3.
4, 5, 6. 6 wounds. So I'll just roll them all together. I need to save all of these, at least one of these.
Nope.
Wow. Does he blow up? He blows up on a 4, I believe. I'll roll it. He does not blow up, so that is him dead. We have the other squad of Guardians fighting the Poxwalkers, so again 9 more attacks. Drop dice.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so 2's not real the 1 this time, there's no shoe captain around. There's 2 1s there.
And then you'll be wounding on 2s. So how many is that?
That's 2, 4, 6.
So 6 5-ups. I lose 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Poxwalkers. And that is the end of combat. So I get to fight you back with my Poxwalkers. The might of the Poxwalkers are going to fight back. I've managed to get 4 in due to pile-in, so they get 2 attacks each, so that is 4 attacks, hitting on 5s. That actually was not bad. So that is 5 hits, but these are only strength 3, so they're wounding on 5s. And that is 2 no AP. I would like to make a Poxwalker, please.
Pierce them both.
Excellent. So that is the end of your turn.
And
Do you score?
As you rolled those, I made a realization that by me charging at them, I basically just sabotaged that because they have.
Yes, that is the only thing that is outside. Oh, bad times.
Putting that down, they're stressing on not knowing what the assassins do.
You do score blood and guts over here, so you get one victory point for blood and guts over here. I have no morale to take because you killed my unit, so at the end of your turn, that puts you at your 1 victory point. That gets you 2 victory points because that was your tactical gambit. So that's the better one to get, so it puts you up to 4 victory points to my 8 at the end of turn 2. I'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Death Guard on turn 3. So my objectives for turn 3 are defend objective 1, defend objective 6 and scour the skies. Now I don't really want to fall back onto this objective, and objective 6 is right over there, so I'm going to remove these these cards here and draw a third one for the gamble. And for Scour the Skies I need to take out the Warlord. So for my next card I get Disgusting Devotions. So whilst this tactical objective is activated, keep a tally of the number of successful disgusting resilient rolls in each turn. Score 1 victory point if the successful is made of 7. So I need to make 7 disgusting resilience in my next against you to score a victory point. But I score 2 if I get 7. So at the end of my movement phase, I've decided to start. These fell out of combat first, and I've decided to start shuffling forwards because I need to get range up at the top of the table where the other things are. And at 36 inches, I'm struggling a little bit, although that's an issue. My blood drone flew up here to see if we can deal with this assassin here, and my 2 demon princes have jumped over this side here to charge into this little man here for Scour the Skies, and we'll come back to you with the psychic. First thing I'm going to do is this demon prince is going to cast smite and it'll go into him, but because of the Colexus assassin, within 18 inches it's -2 to cast, so I need a 7 to cast this. That is cocked. That does not go off. And the next thing I will do is try and put Blades of Putrefaction on my Demon Prince again, but this will need an 8 now. No, that does not go off. That was a very successful psychic phase. Well done. First thing to shoot is this Contemptor Dreadnought can actually see the Eversaw with some gamey rules, but I'm going to take it. So he's going to shoot everything into the assassin there. So the Butcher Cannons are hitting on 2s. Gets a cocked dice and a 1 to re-roll. So that is everything hit. And these will be wounding on 2s because strength 8, toughness 4. So that is 7 it hits at -1, but you get +1 for your cover, but I believe you've only got your invul save. That's on your Eversaw. But I believe you just have your 4 up invul save anyway.
Yeah.
So that's 7 attacks. Seven 4-ups. Now these are 2 damage each.
So that is 4, that's went through.
So that's killed him.
Yeah.
Ouch. And the Havoc Launcher doesn't get fired, but that is absolutely fine.
So he does explode though.
Right. Okay, so what does he explode on? It's quite a nasty explosion, isn't it?
He explodes on 4 and does D3 more.
Right, so roll your dice, see if it explodes.
So I'm just going to move this up and go all the way. A bit cramped yet. So on 4 up. No.
No, it doesn't explode.
And I can't re-roll because I've got no command points.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That would have done D3 mortal wounds. That would have been quite nasty.
Yeah.
What's the radius of that?
6 inch.
Ooh, that's quite nasty. I'm pleased that didn't go off. So, I'll now move on to my Radio Dreadnought that is going to fire everything into the guard over there. So again, we have 8 shots with the Butcher Cannons hitting on 2s because of Death Guard don't suffer the -1 for moving and shooting for Hellbrutes. Rerolling the 1s because of the Chaos Lord. That's everything hit. Are these guys toughness 5?
They are. Yes, they're toughness 5.
So we're looking for 3s to wound. And that is 7 at -1.
So 3 ups.
Yes, right.
Do it here. That is 2 went through.
So that's 4 wounds.
Right, so that is...
How many wounds do they have each?
3 wounds each.
So that is just 1 dead. And then I'll fire the Havoc launcher at them as well, so that is 2 shots, hitting on 2s, yes, wounding on 5s, 1 wound, no AP.
So 1, 2 up.
Oh, hang on, sorry, I did that. Sorry, my mistake. I'm doing the Greater Havoc launcher from this guy, which is D3, so I'll start again. Sorry, that's D3 shots. That is for 3 shots. And that is 2s. Rerolling the 1s because of the Prince. Not the Prince, sorry, the Lord. And these are strength 6.
Toughness 5.
So 3s. And they are... I will double check. Roll your dice. I'm not sure. I think there might be -1, but I'll double check. So just roll your dice anyway.
How
So you
many
got
through,
3.
sorry?
2, sorry, you got 2 through. It matters not.
Yeah.
And then the heavy bolters. So that's 6 shots because there's 2 heavy bolters. So again, that's 2s. Rerolling the 1. And these are strength 5, toughness 6, so 5s to wound. And that is 3 at -1.
So 3 ups. Ooh.
Take another 2 wounds. That's 1 custodied down to 1 wound. That's nice. And then my final contemptor will do the same thing again into the shield, the guardians over there as well. So again, 8 attacks from the butcher cannons, hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. That's everything hit. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. And that is 6 at -1.
6 3 ups.
That's 2 damage. That kills the 1-on-1 wound.
Right.
And then I've got the Havoc launcher for 6 attacks. So these are 2s. Rerolling the 1s. And these are 5s and 6s to wound. And that is 2 wounds with no AP. Gotta roll your dice. Yep, that's 1 wound off another one. That puts him down to 2 wounds. That is not bad, I'm okay with that. So the next up, my bloat drone is going to fire his spitters into the assassin up there. So it is 2d6 attacks. That gets us a whole 5 attacks. So I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll this one. For 2 attacks. So these are strength 6, so these are 3s to wound. They are all wound at -1, but I believe it's just your 4 invul save again.
Which one, sorry? How many went through?
That's 5. 5 went through
4, 5.
at your 4 invul save. So that takes 1 wound. So next my Plague Burst Crawler is going to shoot into that lonely... Actually, he's going to put the mortar into your Telemon. He's going to put the stubber and the entropy cannons into that lonely guard over there. So we'll do the mortar first. So it's d6 from the mortar for 5. Now he has moved, so he is now hitting on 5s. Actually, before that, I need to check the range. Can you just check the range for that? I may be shooting at him illegally.
So what's the...
So it would appear I've tried to cheat. He's actually 49 inches away, which is a bit unfortunate because it's only 48 inch range. So I've put them in. I was just going to fire everything into that guardian over there. So it was 5s to hit. So that was 2 hits. So this is strength 8. So it's 3s to wound. So that is 1 wound -2.
So it'll be 4 up info. Saves.
Right. Excellent. So then we'll do the heavy slugger into him as well. So it's 4 shots hitting on 5s. Reroll the 1 because of the Lord. Nothing. And then the 2 entropy cannons. So he completely whiffed. Good times. And then this, the final thing I've got to shoot is this Plague Burst Crawler here. I have spent 1 command point for Blasphemous Machine, so he is firing his full profile, which is a 4+, and everything is going into these guys over here. So we'll fire the mortar first. So it's d6 shots with a mortar. Nice for 5. So it's 4s rerolling 1s. Reroll that 1. 3 hits, so these are 3s. Rerolling 1s for plague weapons. So that's 2 hits at -2, so you invul save.
Oh,
and they are 2d3 damage. I'll reroll that 1. So that is 5. So that kills 1 and puts 1 on 1 wound. So next we'll fire the heavy slugger. So it's 4 shots hitting on 4s. Re-rolling those 1s. Yep, nothing, no hits from that. That's excellent. And then 2 entry cannons. So I would like these to hit. Re-roll the 1 for the Lord, and that is nothing at all. So that was really unfortunate, but never mind. So I believe that's the end of my shooting phase. We'll come back to you with the charge. On charges, my 2 Demon Princes got in combat with the Warlord, took no wounds on Overwatch. Over here, my Poxwalkers charged the Guard Squad and lost 2 to Overwatch. And finally, my Blood Drone has declared a charge on the Vindicare Assassin, and I believe you have a grenade to fire at me.
Grenade.
So this, if this goes off, it's D6 attacks, and if it goes off, it's -1 to hit rolls for 2 attacks. So we're looking for some 6s now, Deacon.
Yeah. Probably not going to get one, but
yeah, with your rolls. No, unfortunately, nothing happens, and that guy automatically leaks into combat.
Yeah.
Would have been interesting because he hits on 4s anyway, so hitting on 5s would have been quite nice. So we'll come back to you with the fight. Oh, behold! I didn't put this on camera because I thought there was no point, but my Poxwalkers killed a guardsman, and this is Poxwalker Guardsman number 1. Hooray! As Deacon kind of up, we'll just carry on. So my Blood Drone gets 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Well, that was that done. Excellent. So we'll move on to this combat over here now. So I'll hit you with my Warlord first. Unfortunately, I didn't get blades off this time, so that doesn't really matter. But we get 7 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. That is everything hit. Now I am strength 7. You are toughness 6, I'm assuming.
I think so.
I'll roll the dice while we find out. Oh dear me, that was hideous.
Yes, toughness 6.
I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll 1 of these. Right, that's a bit better. So that is 3 wounds at -2. So I'm assuming it's your 3-up invul save.
Right, yeah, so which one, so what, sorry. So
Also, that was, he's -1 to hit, wasn't he?
yes.
That's okay, it was I don't know now. Tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll all that again, because I can't remember what we got. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, yeah.
What I'll do is I'll re-roll that again because of reasons. So it's actually 3s re-rolling 1s. So that is, and then it's 3s to wound. Right, 4 wounds at -2.
So these 3 up invul.
3 up invul.
1 goes through.
So he takes 2 wounds. And then I will repeat the same thing with my second Demon Prince. So 3s re-rolling 1s. So that's 2 misses again. And then 3s. So that is 4 at your invul save again.
1 goes through.
So he's lost 4 wounds on that round of combat.
So he was on 7.
So he's now down to 3 wounds. So it's now Deacon's turn to fight back, so his final guardsman is going to try and hit his other Poxwalker. If you kill one, I will remove him because it's insulting.
Putting him down.
Yes.
Right, so 3 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then 2s.
Both go through.
And then 5s. So I will kill him, and I'll be nice and kill him as well.
Yeah.
There we go. So next, Vindicare Assassin will attack back as well.
Doesn't actually have any weapon, so it's just the...
No, he's not designed for
standard
combat.
one.
Vindicare Assassin hitting on 2s.
It's both.
Yep. I'm assuming he's wounded on 5s because he'll just be standard strength 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so wounded on 5s.
Count that or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So 1 save, 3 up. Nope. Disgustingly resilient. Nope. Takes another wound. It's always worth it. And welcome Harry back to the channel, doing the menial tasks. So now, last thing we've got to fight is your Warlord, and who are you fighting? I'm assuming you're going to go for my Warlord.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
So he gets 5 attacks.
Yep.
No, sorry. Yes, 5 attacks.
See if you can do something this time, because last time he whiffed hard.
Very hard.
So
2s re-rolling 1s. Let's see, re-roll. All of them go through.
excellent. I'm toughness 6.
And it is strength 6.
So 4s to wound.
Just a 1.
AP. Probably doesn't matter. It'll be a 5 up invul, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's
Oh, sorry, 4 up invul. Goes through how many wounds?
It's D3.
Nasty. Yeah. for 1 wound, and I get a 4 disgusting, revolting resilient, which I pass. No wounds. It's exactly the same as what happened last time.
Yep.
So that is the end of my turn. So I don't know exactly how many I didn't get, but I know I didn't get 7. So that card didn't score that, and I'm working on Scour the Skies, but I will discard Disgusting Revulsion. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for Deacons turn 3. Deacon has keep them at the spear's length, which is any models 3 inches away from his. Master the Warp, which he unfortunately can't do but could, so has to keep it, and defend objective 6. So I think you are going to ditch keep them at spear's length and Master the Warp to draw 1 card.
Which is secure objective 4, which is
over there. Which
wow.
is
no.
No. Okay. So I'll come back to you after Deacon's move. So at the end of the movement phase, the guard has stayed in combat. The assassin has also stayed in combat because it was decided that probably best to shoot the pistol, should not shoot at all. The other guardsmen have come round here. They advanced to secure this objective here, and there's all sorts of gamey tactics going on over here. So Valoris has jumped out because he's a beast and has eyes on my warlord. So the shield captain has fallen back, the Telemon has stayed still, and this guardian has also moved forward just for an extra attack in combat. So we'll come back to you with the shooting. So the Telemon is pumping everything into my secondary Demon Prince here, so we're going to go with that now.
So both the Iliasis weapons.
Are the missiles going in as well, are they?
Yes. So these ones first, so the Iliasis, hit on 2s.
Yep.
Gets them all.
Yep. I'm assuming you're greater than strength
7.
So you're hitting wound on 3s.
He does get a reroll 1s because of the Valoris. So 1 fails, all go through.
So how many is that?
So that is 7.
And these are AP.
-3.
So we're looking for 5 up demon saves. That was horrific. So how many wounds are these?
I think there were 3.
Were they D3 or were they 3 each or D3? I'm not sure.
I think there were 3 each.
Just so I can roll my disgustings.
Turn on 2 each.
2 each, so first one. So, wow. Ooh. So I take 2, 4, 5 wounds, dropping me down to 2 wounds, I believe. The imprints are 8 wounds, don't they? So 3 wounds are remaining. So, and then the missiles?
Yeah, so it's 5 shots.
Right.
So these are hitting on 2s. All go through. Strength 5.
So you're looking for 5s and 6s.
Just a 1. Oh wait, no, sorry, you get to reroll the 1. So 2 go through.
AP.
If I remember right, it was minus. Yeah, -1.
So we're looking for 4 ups. And I pass them both.
Yep.
So next,
The shield captain.
your warlord, is he going? Who is he? Which one's he going into?
The green one.
Yeah, right. Let's do that then. So 12 horrendous shots coming in. Auto hitting on 1s, as is the Custodes way.
Rerolling 1s. Through.
You're looking for 5s and 6s.
Rerolling 1s. So only. Yeah. 4 go through.
4 go through at 3 up save. And pass them all.
They are, I think, the. Yeah. So then he is rapid fire, so only 2 shots.
Again, going to the green guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So 3. Oh, sorry. Can't reroll that. So that's 1. Then it's strength 4 versus toughness.
So you're looking for 5s again.
6s. Gets it. This is -1.
Saves it on his demon save. So, and then you've got your
Yes.
assassin as well.
So
is
he's
he
going to be shooting your warlord.
He's going for my warlord, is he?
So
Right.
because it's a Psyker, it's D6 shots.
It is. It's horrible.
3 shots. In what was strength 5, I believe.
So you've got weapon skill of 2+, haven't you?
Yeah. Just can't remember the. So it'd be nice to actually have them in front of us, like. There it is. Right, yeah. So 2s.
Yep.
Get them. So strength 5, toughness. So it'll be 5
5s and 6s again.
No.
No, never mind. So what else have we got left to show?
Got
You've
the
got
pistol
you.
from the Vindicator.
Yeah. Let's do that next then. So I know he hits on 2s.
So, yep, goes through.
And then I
it's
think
strength 4.
so you're looking for 5s and 6s again.
No.
No. And I believe that is all of your.
Would
They
guard
they
be-
advanced,
Yes. Right.
and he's still in combat. So I believe that is everything fired. So we're
Yes.
moving on to our charge phase. Would you like to just put everything into combat? I have no Overwatch, so
Yeah.
charge away.
Right. So the custodian guard.
Yep.
In.
Yep. In. Right. I'll do that for you. There you go.
The.
Do you warlord? Is your warlord? No, he can't. He fell out of combat, so he can't go in. So you got him for Laura's next.
So how far is Trajan there?
Needs a 6.
So you're looking for a 6-inch charge. Please fail this. Nope. And there he is in next combat as well. So we may as well. Are you putting your assassin in as well? You may as well. He's good against. You may as well charge him in.
Yeah, I just don't know if he. I don't actually think he has any.
He does. Yeah, he's good against tigers, but he's more dice. You may as well roll them.
Yeah. Bet I'll charge him as well. Yeah, he's in.
Yes, he's all kinds in. Right. So Boris is going to attack first into my warlord. So he gets 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, which is the custodian's way. So he is strength 10. He's a monster. So he is going to be wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. So we got 4, and these are recent -3, but I do have a. It's a 5-up demon save, 4 revoltingly resilient. So I have 3 5-up demon saves. So I make one of those, and how many?
You had 4 saves to make.
I knew that. Oh, yeah, sorry, I saved them. Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 go through. How many damage are they?
The D3.
Right. It's for 5. So I saved 2 wounds. I have the suppurating plate. So after this, you may be taking mortal wounds back. Just thought I'd mention that one. So we're looking for 4-ups. How many wounds is he on?
Now he's on 1.
Do
That was a lucky Deacon.
Yeah.
I am going.
Oh, hang on. Deacon rolled a 2 and a 3 for the D3.
That was 5.
That's not
No,
5.
no, that's.
That's 3.
Oh, I'll roll that again. Okay, I take 1 wound. But that does mean I saved 2 wounds. I'm just going to check the rolling on the revolting resilient suppurating plate to see what wounds go. For that, we have the Misericordia, which is just an insult injury. Oh, look, he hits. What's the strength on that? Is it 5?
5.
So you're looking for 5s to wound. Nope. Right, so at the end of your combat, I did pass 2 saves. So with the suppurating plate, for every saving throw I make, I roll a d6 and a 4+, you take a mortal wound. So you take 1 mortal wound. So obviously, I'm going to spend 2 command points to interrupt, because he gets to fight again in a second. So I get 7 attacks, hitting on 2s.
It is at the end of the combat phase, so you don't have to do it now.
I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
I'm still going to hit him anyway. Because obviously I'm going to kill him so he can't hit me back.
See that?
So everything hit. So these are strength 7, toughness 5, I'm assuming. So 3s to... Now I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll one of these. Right, bit better. Drops me to 3 command points. Where I can't find a 3 and a d6. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 at -2. So I'm assuming you have a 4. Oh, you've probably got a 2-up invul save, have you?
Isn't it? Yeah. Oh.
Take 4 wounds.
Oh, he's down to 2?
See, worth it. Worth it. Well done, the
What
Drilly
about the
McSlime slug boy. Right, so what's next then, Deacon?
So it'll be the.
I can't interrupt you now, so you've got free reign to
it'll
finish
be
your
the,
attacks.
It'll be the custodian guard.
Right, no problem.
So it's 3 attacks.
So who's he hitting? Which one's he hitting? Is he hitting this one or this one? He's on 3 wounds. He's on 5 wounds. So which one are you hitting? This one hasn't attacked you yet,
Yeah.
so it kind of makes sense to hit the one that hasn't hit you first.
Yeah, so I'll attack that one then. Right. So it's 3 attacks hitting on 2s. Gets them. It's strength 6.
So, and I'm toughness 6, so it's 4s.
4s. 1 goes through.
AP.
-1.
So we're looking for a 4-up save. We save it.
Is it -1? The Guardian Spear combat?
Ooh.
-3.
What? So that doesn't go through.
And it's D3 damage.
Roll your damage then. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Oh.
3 damage.
So I need to save one of these. I need a 5-up disgustingly resilient. And I make it with 1 wound left. Boom! So you have a look up at the assassin's stats, and then we'll attack with him. So the Collectus is going in. He gets 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Cool.
Roll.
And I'm toughness 6.
He's strength 4.
So 5s and 6s.
Ooh, what?
So is there any rules for this against anti-psychers? Are you sure?
Um,
Because I believe there's something along the lines of you can't take it, you have to take invul save, or am I thinking of something else? Just double check.
let's see where it is. You can't take any saving throws.
So it's got to be an invul save.
Unless it's got an invuln. And
So basically, instead of a 3 up, I've got to roll my 5 up, which is quite good, and I pass it.
attacks made that target carried out and if it's not the closest, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've passed that on my invul save.
Right.
So that's all of your charges done. So who would you like to activate first? You've got your Vindicator Assassin or your Guardian.
The assassin.
Right. Let's do that then.
So it's the same stats.
Yep.
So it's 4 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Yep. And wounding on 5s. Ooh. I do get my 3 up saves for this. And then I get disgustingly resilient.
Can I just point out you just re-rolled a 3 when you said you got 3 up save?
That's my fault. I'll take a wound.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yes, it's ridiculous. This is really hard. God, that would have been scary out of focus, wouldn't it? Right.
Nostril shots.
So, and now I will activate my Poxwalkers. We just did this off camera. My Poxwalkers tickled this guard, and he beat 2 of them down to a pulp. And up here, Deacon did nothing to me, but I did manage to get 1 wound off him with my drone. So I did heroic intervene with his Demon Prince, so he does get to attack back. And he's going to have to go into the Guardian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 attacks. And you're pleased he's only on 1 wound. Hitting on 2s, reroll on the 1s. So that is 6 attacks. So strength 7, toughness 5. So 3s. That is 3 wounds at -2.
So 4 up.
And you take 4 wounds.
Yeah.
So that is him dead. Right. So I believe you also have a really dirty tactic up your sleeve.
Yeah, I can use his ability. So it's like one of these 3 abilities. I can only use it one of them once per game.
Well, you have 5 wounds to once again. So
Yeah.
let's rock then. So you're going to use it to activate to fight
So
again.
attack again, yeah.
Are you sure you don't want those command points back?
I'm sure.
Would you like to heal some wounds back?
No. I might as well just get the wounds out of the way.
Damn
Stay in the wall.
it! Right, okay, so let's do this then.
Was it 7?
5 attacks.
Right, so
2's rerolling. And then 3's rerolling 1s. That is not what we wanted. And these are minus
-3.
2, 4, 3, 4, 5. So these are 5 up. So 3 go through, and these are D3 each. So 3D3. So 3, 4, so that's 7 wounds.
3 plus 3 plus 1 is 7.
That's what I said.
That's mathematics!
Weren't you downstairs earlier?
I was.
It was much quieter. We're having such a nice time. So, 4 ups. Revoltingly resilient. I need to save several of these, and I only take 3 wounds, dropping me down to 2. That's not bad.
Does get his
And-
measure recorder though.
Yeah, do your Mesericord. Because don't forget, I did save 2 there, so I do get to do mortal wounds back to you at the end of this. So do your Mesericord.
Let's reroll.
Of course he does. And you're looking for a 5.
Nope.
So, on 4 pluses, you take mortal wounds. You take 1 mortal wound. How many's on now?
1.
Damn it! Have I spent a command point?
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Reroll to wound. when
I
you were
did,
trying to kill him.
that's right, I did. Right, so, that was an interesting round, wasn't it? So, that is the end of your phase. So have you scored any victory points?
Didn't get secure check before, and I didn't get defend because I would have just got the secure.
And are you discarding any?
I'm gonna get rid of
6. So you got those 2 cards, are you getting rid of any of them?
probably 4 because 4 was there, wasn't it?
Yes, that is supposed to be 4.
Yeah.
But unfortunately Harry didn't put numbers on these objective markers.
So I'm just going to discard that one because
Okay.
I'm not really going to get over
Right,
that.
no problem. And then we shall come back to you with Death Guard cards for turn 4. The start of turn 4. And what's these? What are you? Eh? Lost in the warp, that's what you are. After the devastating news that my Terminators are not coming out to play today,
How many points is that?
I don't want to talk about it.
I think Valoris has less points than them. I think.
Well, Valoris is as good as dead anyway. Anyway, shut up, Harry. So I got Hold the Line. I do have 3 units within my deployment zone, so that's an auto win. Spread Contagion. At the end, I pick a character at the end of the game. If he's still alive, I score a victory point, and I will nominate the Chaos Lord. And I still have Scour the Skies, and I'm looking at you. So after my movement phase, my Demon Prince has stayed in combat because I think it's the best way to deal with him. Dirty. My second Demon Prince has come across here with his 1 wound. I really hope he gets into combat. 1 wound would just been horrendous. My Bloat Drone has come across here to try to deny Deacon his defense 6. My little Dreadnoughts have all piled forward to try and get in range of that Telemon because I'd like to, although to be honest he hasn't done very much, but I don't like the fact he's got wounds left. And these have stayed stationary so they don't suffer the -1, and my beasts have stayed in combat. So next is the Psychic phase. So the first thing I'm going to do is my Demon Prince is going to cast Smite and it will go into your Warlord. But it is -2, so I'm looking for a 7 to cast.
No, you know you've got to CP that.
I do, you're right. You're right, I will CP that. So that goes off with an 11.
Oh, -2, so you don't get the Super Smite.
Okay.
That would have been so nice if you'd Super Smite him.
It wouldn't have been because I've only got 1 wound left.
What difference does that make?
Oh, sorry, Perils, is it? Yeah, sorry.
No.
Yeah.
When you were double DC.
I just went. So D3. So I could do with
3.
just 1 wound.
Still 1.
Never mind. That's alright. I'll take it. So he's down to 2 wounds,
Yeah.
and I will try and cast Blades of Putrefaction onto my Demon Prince as well. But I will need an 8 for this, and I only get a 7. Stupid assassin. Right. So moving on to the shooting phase, we will just start. I need to measure some stuff up first, so I'll come back to the shooting. Just to save everybody's sanity, we rolled all of these dice off camera because there were so many butcher cannons, it was insane, and we're no longer holding objective 6, and we no longer have an assassin. So that was my shooting phase. These are now unfortunately out of range of everything else, so I'm now on to my charge phase. So, first off, well, only off, we're going to charge into your Warlord. So would you like to watch Fire Overwatch?
6s, rerolling 1s.
Yeah.
Oh,
My word! Isn't that just as well you can reroll 1s? And you only have 1 wound to take off as well. So, 2.
just the 2.
So you're needing 5s and 6s here.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. Uh-oh.
Just the 1 5.
Uh-oh. I'm not rolling your dice. So I need a 3 up.
And he needs a 5 up!
And I'm going to spend a command point. I'm going to spend a command point.
He has a 1.
And I need a 5 up Disgustingly Resilient or he dies to Overwatch. This is going to be so sad.
Did he explode?
And now, I'm going. So there's a really sad hole just there where there used to be a Demon Prince that died to a Hurricane Boulder in
But I just need to go
Overwatch.
and get me Nurgle's rock paint and pour it here.
Yes, we need a nice blob there. Oh, I'm really sad at that. He was such a nice guy. So anyway, what we do is Retribution. My Warlord will fight into Valoris now, so he gets 7 attacks. I'm not using your dice.
Do you want some red dice for corn?
No. So, hitting on 2s, rerolling the 1. Everything hits. So these are wounding on 3s. So that is 5 at -2, but you've got your stupid 3 up interval save.
Come on,
You need to fill one of these, my friend. There he is.
Oh, just
There he is, dead. No
No command
rerolls.
points either.
Get off the table.
Ray, I'm sorry.
Ray, I'm not sorry. He just got fisted. Had to get in there somewhere. And it's my turn to activate next. So my Poxwalkers will fight over here, but I'll do it off camera because it's. So my Warlord has 2 wounds left, and Deacon fought back with the Calexis Assassin and has done 2 wounds. Now I don't get my 2-up armor save because he's stupid. No, is that him? That's not him, is it?
What?
Does he stop you using your armor save?
I'll double check. So
yeah, it's only invulnerables.
So I have a 5-up invul, which I say if I fail both. Oops. Oh.
Oh, doesn't stuff from play give you a 4+?
No.
Alright.
It gives you a 2-up armor save and you reflect wounds back.
Ah, okay.
It has the Warlord trait of revoltingly resilient of a 4+. I need to say one of these.
And you've still got your command point.
I saved them both.
Imagine.
Aye, big sigh of relief. Well done, sir. New model syndrome? No thanks. So at the end of my turn, I do hold the line. I still have this one activated, and I'll have a think about whether to discard that or not. So we'll come back to you with Deacons turn 4? Yeah. The end of Deacon movement phase, he has dropped back there just to move his Telemon slightly in front, so I have to target him first, and this guy's fallen out of combat to secure behind enemy lines. So we'll come back to you with the shooting. I think we might just go straight into the shooting now anyway.
Yeah.
So who are we going first?
So the Shield Captain
Into
the Demon Prince.
I don't like it. I don't think you should do it.
So it's
2s rerolling 1s.
yeah.
Standard stuff.
Yeah.
And then 5s and 6s.
Only that's what 3,
4.
4.
So I'm going to show all your dice because it's easier. So a 2-up save. I'm going to spend a command point. Okay, so that puts him down to 1 wound.
So you've got Revolt and Resilience.
Oh, I've got Revolting Resilient. Yeah, take nothing. Right. So, next. Tell them on.
So yeah. So this is 8 shots.
Yep.
So and it's 2s,
2s rerolling
1s. Didn't need them. Strengths.
These are 3s rerolling. Oh, no, you're not rerolling 1s anymore. Just 3s.
Yeah.
These are AP.
-2.
So we've got 5 up to. So save 3.
Use your dice.
You've got 4 up save, haven't you?
5. No, it's a 5 up demon save.
I thought you had a 2-up armor save.
Oh, I do. Yes. So that's 1. What damage are these?
3.
Are they 2 damage? So I need to save 1 of these on a 4 up discussion resilience. I saved them, but I like your dice, Deacon. I'm
Yeah,
going to
you
use
cannot
your
touch
dice
them
for the rest
anymore.
of the game. And you've got the missile launcher as well.
Yeah. So it's 5 shots. 2s. Strength 5.
So 5s.
5s. 2 or through.
AP.
It is -1.
So 3 ups.
Use your dice.
And how many damage are they?
1 damage each.
So 1 damage, 1 wound goes through. Drops him down to 1 wound. And then you also have your assassin as well.
Yeah.
Firing in as well.
So he is.
You scored 1 command point, victory point for behind enemy lines, and you discarded.
I've discarded the defend objective 6.
Right. Okay. So we'll come back to. So at the end of my movement phase, these have just stayed still because of reasons. This Dreadnought have moved across just to secure this because this is my magician critical. These have just moved up to try and get in range of the Telemon. I have behind enemy lines, so that secures that out of the way. And smite. Straight into the psychic phase. We will cast smite. We did not cast smite. Command point, because why not? So we'll re-roll this one. That goes off. So he has 2 wounds left. That is Warlord.
No, it's not.
He's got what's he got? What's the matter?
6 up ignore mortal wounds, which I think you forgot last turn as well.
He hasn't taken
I
mortal
haven't
wounds.
taken any mortal wounds.
No.
You did when you smote him last turn. You did 1.
I didn't. It didn't go off.
smite that. It was the subwritten plate thing.
Oh.
And that was on the other guy.
So yeah.
So you got 3.
You need to roll 2 6s here, Deacon.
Ooh.
It was 3 dice, but yeah, he's dead.
Roll another one, just for. So that is Warlord and Scour the Skies. Well done, sir. Well done. So shooting phase. I'm basically going to fire all of these that can fire into the Telemon, and I'm going to fire everything that can fire into this one over there, and I'll just let you know how it happens in a bit. So I shot everything I could into the Telemon, and I've knocked him down to 6 wounds. So obviously my nothing wrong with Demon Prince is going to charge into him. So Deacon, do the honours.
So this is the 2 guns on his
Yeah.
arm guns.
No 6s.
2 6s.
Oh dear. And these are wounding on 3s. 1 wound. AP.
-3.
So 5 up. 2 damage.
Damage. So you do you.
I've got a command point because it's a charge
You've already
phase.
used a command point.
No,
for your
this
real,
is
haven't
just the charge phase, so I've still got a command
You're
point.
better off with your 4 disgusting resilient, I reckon.
Yeah, but I still get a chance that though. I still get that. I'm going to do it. Okay. So now I get me disgustingly resilient.
That's everything.
Whoop, whoop. Well, I'll take it. That's the big. That's the big guns out
You
of
get
the
10.
way.
How many shots in the top 10?
10.
Oh, Deacon. That's just dirty.
But you don't charge your Talon really.
You do when there's nothing else to charge.
Right. So 10 shots sitting on 6s. Didn't work.
And do I get in?
Yeah.
All kinds of in. So we'll go straight into combat. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2s. Oh, I don't know where the camera's going. Re-rolling 1s. And then we're looking for 5s and 6s. Oh, it's okay. 4 at -2, so 4 up saves.
And each one's 2 damage.
2 damage.
So then you get to 6 up, ignore that.
None that really matters. And he rolled it again because it was 2 damage. That's it. So he's down to 4 wounds. So Deacon, would you like to hit me back? No? Okay, moving on.
I don't have normal combat weapons, so it's just the
It's fine. I've only got 1 wound, so it's worth rolling. Because this would be for Warlord.
4 attacks hitting on 2.
So you're now looking for, what's your strength?
8?
It'll probably
7 or 8. It's tougher than you.
What are you trying to say?
But Talon's better than a demon
What are
prick.
you saying?
Yes.
Look at him though. Yep.
He's running on 3s.
Running on 3s, yeah.
Oh.
No AP
No
though.
AP.
So I've got a 2 up save, and if I save it, it bounces back. I'd like you to have made more hits than that, to be fair. So, revoltingly resilient. Hey!
Oh.
So that is the end of my turn 5. So I score mission critical objective, which gets me D3 victory points, which gets me 2 more victory points. Can you put that on there for me, Deacon? And I also get behind enemy line, so that's another 1.
I think you are like.
So, and I also got Warlord, and unfortunately I ditched Scour the Skies, so I get another 1 for Warlord. So I think that puts me on 12 victory points. So that is the end of my turn 5. We will come back to you with Deacon's turn 5. So for Deacon on turn 5, he rolled secure objective 2 and warzone secure, but he ditched those and unfortunately got defend objective 1. But he does have eliminate threats, which is basically kill the demon prince, get warlord, and get that card. Let's see what happens. At the end of movement and charge phase, we've managed to get the assassin into combat with the prince. So who we're fighting first?
The Talon's going to go. Oh well, the
I unfortunately only have 1 command point, so I can't interrupt.
Yeah. Well, the class is already charging first, so that would have to go first.
That's,
wouldn't it?
yes, of course.
Yeah,
I know
so
the rules.
4s.
The 2s.
So 2s.
Yeah.
So all the.
And then you're looking for
5s
5s and 6s.
Only the 1.
But I can't take up my save. I've got to make my demon save, which I make.
Yeah. So then it's the Telemon now.
Yeah. Horrible Telemon. 2s again.
All of them.
And then you're looking for 3s. So I need 3 2 up saves. And unlike last time, and I passed all 3 of them. Now on 4 ups these bounce back. So you take 2 wounds.
That's not good.
No, it's not. And now it's my turn. So I get 7 attacks. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2s. Re-rolling the 1s. And then 5s and 6s. Only 3 at -2. So 3 4 up saves.
And you need to make 4 6-ups.
And then you make 4 6 ups. Because you's going to blow up. He's dead. Does he explode? This could be this. You need him to explode, Deacon. You need a 6. You need to.
Pretty sure they explode like a 4.
Oh, joking.
Yeah. On a 6.
But yeah, but you roll 6s for days. Don't roll a 6. Hoi! So that is the Telemon dead.
Yeah.
Did not explode. So that is the end of your turn 5. So at the end of turn 5, Deacon didn't score any cards, but obviously to move on to turn 6, we need now to roll off, And because I went first, I have the pleasure. So, let's see if we continue. Do we move on to turn 6? We do not move on to turn 6, and that is the end of the game, and the victory points are slightly in the Death Guard's favour, so that is victory to the Death Guard. Nice work, Deacon. How did you enjoy your first game?
It didn't go as well as I hoped it did, but it's what it is, really, isn't it? Nice to get to use them. And
Exactly. Ray, your Custodes are lovely. Harry, yeah. Say goodbye, Harry. Bye.